Men, welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this is the beginning of something very new for me and very exciting. And I'm here to share and document the journey of my next phase in business. So, 5 years ago, I started my business with the intention of developing a cash machine and putting in the team and the systems in place so that I could fuck off and do whatever I want. And I called it the hybrid business lifestyle, and I'm going all in on it. I decided to go all in it. If you can see my background here, I'm in Bali. I'm here for the next month, and I'm having a crack. And I'm going to document the journey. Hopefully, I can provide some value to you guys, motivate you guys, and show you what is possible in traditional small business. If it doesn't work, fuck, we'll work it out. So strap in, enjoy, get some value. All right. So this has always been the plan from the get go. I didn't want to come back to Australia, to be honest. I went backpacking for a couple of years. Here's a photo of my handsome mug there hauling ass in Alaska. I did a salmon season over there, right on the tail end of backpacking for a couple of years because I was out of money, and it was like one of the hardest jobs I did. It was a full season. I think it was nearly 2 months, and it was towards the tail end, and it had been a slog. And I was sitting on the back of the deck. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're waiting to load the fish holds out of at the tenders. And I was there having a smoke, and like I'd been eating shit the whole time. Like I just wasn't looking after myself whatsoever. I was just, you know, charry fisherman lifestyle. And I was thinking, I was like, this can't be it. I can't just keep going around in circles like this, traveling, running out of money, coming back, working for a bit, saving a bit of money, going traveling again. Like I couldn't continue that cycle. And when I was traveling, I was living like a bum. I was living like a backpacker, a bit of a hippie, and going to third world countries where you could live on, 15 bucks a day, 30 bucks a day. And like, don't get me wrong, like experiences were sensational, but like I just wanted to experience travel on a different level. And, I wanted to be able to find a way to sustain it, financially, and yeah, experience things at a slightly higher level than what I had been. Like I said, living like a bit of a bum. Like, what if we could travel? I still like doing that stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like being here in Bali, walking around, no shoes, cruising around on a scooter, eating street food. Happy as. But I know that there's way more things out there to experience. And guess what? You need fucking money. So what is the hybrid business lifestyle? So September 2nd, it's now I think the 3rd or the 4th. We got a one-way ticket to Bali. So our automotive business, if you're unaware of like what we do, we have a tyre and automotive business, and just quickly, like we started back in September 2019, literally out of the back of my ute, and we scaled that in about 3 years to 3 locations, and then we bought a wholesale company, and we peaked top line revenue at like nearly $1 million a month, which was our biggest month before we exited our second location, and yeah, guys, like it's been a pretty hectic journey to be honest. And so at the moment, where we're currently at, we literally just franchised the brand Alpha Tires. That's been a massive process that's taken us close to a year now, and it might have been a bit more than a year. And so our third location down in Melbourne, we've just franchised that and exited that. And so we've got our first franchisee out there in the ether, which is super exciting for us. And our main tyre and automotive business in Echuca, which is our hometown, country Victoria, about 20,000 people. That thing's an absolute juggernaut. So we've got a really good manager in there who's very keen to take when we get back. And so we'll exit from that third location, and then we'll just focus wholly and solely on sort of working, continuing this journey, and working on our other online business, Auto Cartel, which where we help other people in the tyre and automotive business scale. Um, so we've got a really good manager there. We've also got a sales operations manager who's steering the ship as well. So look, we're going to face some obstacles. We're going to fix those obstacles. We've already had a few. We had one guy go to hospital on the first day. We had the clutch go and one of the trucks go on the second day. So this is all of the stuff that's going to happen. But the only difference is we're going to be zoomed out from the emotions, and we're going to be able to work a lot more strategically on our business. So look, worst case scenario, we come home early and go into damage control. And the hybrid lifestyle, in my opinion, is building a traditional small business to a level where you have the scale, systems, and team to support it without you needing to be there. And by hybrid, I'm referring to living a life between Bali and home, which is country Victoria. So 4 to 6 weeks over here or overseas, and a few weeks back steering the ship if we need to. Or if we're onboarding a new franchisee, or we need to offer some sort of like, on boots on the ground support. But ideally, like we want to be running the whole operation. We want to be profiting over 6 figures a month with single digit employees. That is the goal. And I said that last year, just before New Year's Eve, that was the plan to really strategically scale back the operation so that we're still continuing the journey of, scaling to a national level, which we're doing with the franchise model, but really reining in any risk or debt or staff or, really just eliminating any friction from sort of making the money, which, if you're in traditional business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Staff, insurance, work cover, you need vehicles, fuel, servicing those vehicles, you need tools break. Like there's just so much friction when it comes to traditional business, and which is fine. It's definitely a opportunity for someone, but for me and what I wanted to achieve in life and in business, the opportunity sort of ran its race, and I was ready to find another way, continue the journey, which was, basically exit out of retail and focus on the corporate side of things, which is the franchise. So why now? What made me make the call? If not now, then when? Our daughter, that's her there. That's the villa we're staying at the moment, which is amazing. We had recent turbulence in our business, which made us realize our potential. So earlier in the year, we had some issues with staff that were running our third location, which we've now franchised. And we found out that they were basically stealing from it. They were funneling our customers over to their own entity that they set up last year, taking our tyres, dropping off all their scrap tyres for me to get rid of, using all of our gear and equipment to be able to fulfill that work. Really put us in a really tough spot, and so I had to move away from my family, my wife and daughter, newborn, 3 hours south to where that location is, to basically steer the ship and get it back to where it needed to be, to basically make sure that we didn't go under, because we definitely were very close, being completely transparent. But what it made me realize was, fuck, if I can live 3 hours away from my home and where our other business is, and everything seems to work pretty much fine, well, they've forced us into that position due to hardship. So what if we are proactive and we plan and we try to actually make the jump ourselves to living the life that we want, which is in Bali, Indonesia? And that was like the big sort of pivotal moment for me. I was just like, fuck, if I can get forced into this and make it work. We had to get an apartment down there and basically recreate a new life down there for the last 6 months. And I was just like, well, if I can do that, like, what's stopping me from being able to, create my own life somewhere else, like Bali? Like, at the end of the day, we've got a really good team now. We've done lasered management. We've got the systems there. The business is doing really well. So like, let's just make it happen. Um, and yeah, like I said, so we have a 100% strike rate of just working it out. And I want you guys to really reflect on that as well. Like, if you've never given up, when you come across tough times, just remember, if you're still in the race, you are at a 100% strike rate of working it out. So you're gonna fucking figure it out. If you're that way, if you've got that mindset, you're going to find a way to figure it out. And that is the mindset that I've got about this. And also, with a bit of leverage, we've got the online business, which is starting to gain traction. So when I say I'm going all in, I mean I'm going to dedicate the month to really going hard at personal brand. And that's why I'm starting this YouTube channel to try and push the daily videos on YouTube if I can. Look, I'm going to do my best and just like really try and build an audience and an online brand. Because if you're not in the race, I really think that there's just so much opportunity there on the table of developing your personal brand. Even since I've started doing it for the online coaching, we've been getting leads for the franchise. We've been getting leads for Wholesale Tyres. So it's a really powerful tool if you've got the time. And if you're in a position to invest the time into it anyway. So if a vision is strong enough, you will find a way. So that's me. Back when I was in the Navy. Just a pup. I thought I was the fucking man. So the original plan when I was 21, I was going to become a property mogul. That was the plan. and moved to Thailand. So like this whole idea of living in has just always fascinated me, because I just love Asia. Um, just love go to the gym, got beautiful beaches. Everything is like really nice. Food's amazing, people are amazing. Everyone over here's like moving the needle and having a bit of a craft. So I just want to be around that environment. So I was going to move to Thailand and just go to the gym, go scuba diving, all that sort of stuff. Really had no concept of like how it was going to happen. I was living with my parents because I just got kicked out of the Navy, and I was pretty much a functioning drug addict. I was broke as a badger, but the vision was clear. Okay, I knew exactly what I wanted. I've wanted this lifestyle for, yeah, 12 years now. I'm 33 in December coming up, and you know, you'll always find a way. And I've fumbled my whole way here. Um, you know, Grabbing onto any opportunity vehicle that made sense at the time, and really just sort of falling forward, always like going head first into things. And as much as that might look like not the right thing to do, I really put it down to how we've achieved so much success, because like I've just always just had a bit of a crack, and you take that first step forward, and even if you fuck it up, you're gonna fall forward onto your left foot. So um, just have a crack. And if you've got that vision, you will find a way if you just stick to the plan. Just keep it in your mind, and start and keep working towards it. Write it down. Have a vision board. Keep revisiting the vision. Um, Manifestation. I don't want to get too woohoo with you guys, but like it's a thing. Your frequency is what you frequently see, and if you're constantly revisiting that vision, that goal, um, you start to attract the right things that are going to get you there. So, guys, like I can't, yeah, stress any more about remembering your why. Um, so about 5 years ago, before I became an entrepreneur, mind you, I think I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years now. But something that actually, like the amount of ideas that I've actually had a crack at for the last like 12 years, um, I've lost count on fingers and toes, boys. And lots of failures, lots of feeling embarrassed and all that sort of stuff. But really, like what one that really started to kick off for me was 5 years ago when we started Alpha Tyres. The goal was always to achieve the hybrid business model. So I've always wanted to find a way to just build that cash machine that's going to be able to provide that lifestyle. Um, so I just knocked off of from work, and I was working at the pub with one of my best mates from school, Luke. And because I used to work full time at one of the local tyre joints, and then I worked at a pub Friday, Saturday night. Then I did houseboat maintenance on a Sunday. So I was working three jobs, really just trying to find a way to fumble my way to success. And we both worked at the pub. We had a few knockoffs, and we're getting deep. And I said to him, because I was just about to start the business, and he knew how much of a hippie I was and how much I loved adventure and all that sort of stuff. And um, that's a photo of me, actually. I just wanted to share that. That's one of my favorite photos. It's in northern India near Pakistan, and I was doing a solo motorbike trip up on one of the highest um, accessible roads that you can take a motorbike in the whole world, and minus 25 degrees. It was I've just always longed for adventure. I just love doing like crazy, um, crazy stuff. Like I just want to be, the hero in my journey. I want to do things that just like when Samsara, my little girl, grows up, she just goes, "Fuck, Dad, you're a machine." Um, I love it's all about the experience. It's not about when I talk about building a business and scaling and all that, like it's not the money goal. The money goal and the cars and the bullshit, they're yardsticks. But the end goal is experience. So I said to him, I said, if I get 5 years in and I lose my way chasing revenue, I want you to tap me on the shoulder and remind me why the fuck I'm doing it in the first place. And I'll be straight with all of you guys. We lost our way, 100%. Or I lost my way. My wife has always been a massive supporter of our journey, and you know, I, I, she's an absolute machine. She's the hardest worker in every fucking room that she sits in. But yeah, when you start to get a bit of a taste for success and things just start going really well, like I said, we sort of scaled to um, 3 locations, and I was just like, oh fuck, I'm a money magnet, bro. Everything I touch just works, and then things go wrong, and you know, and it's such a learning experience going from employee to then we were at about 22 staff, 3 locations. We also had a freight company, um, and we had the wholesale company, so we had 5 businesses, 22 staff, and I was the bottleneck and major constraint to all of those issues in the business. And that was because I hadn't gone through the ringer of what we of that experience and realized shit, you need layers of management. I need to relieve myself from being the bottleneck of all these businesses. And so that's why when we had the issue down in Melbourne, we employed a sales operations manager to essentially be the third leg in the operation. But now, obviously, coming to the realization that that people are always going to let you down, and um, scaling any brick and mortar business just with cash flow alone requires a lot of capital. And so I was just like, we're never going to achieve what we want to achieve by doing it with this model. So I wanted to find a way to quickly um, reduce our um, reduce the amount of money that we'd have to come up with to continue the journey, and obviously reduce the amount of people that were involved because I really don't like dealing with people, to be honest. And so with the franchise model, we've got people investing with skin in the game. So they're invested in their business with our brand. And so it's their capital that's going to be scaling it in their time. And we can do it remotely. So it ticks all the boxes for the success that we want to achieve. The laughable part about all this was I realized that I wasn't taking my own advice. And when I say that, I'm referring to just taking a leap and coming over to Bali and going all in because, obviously I mentor guys in business. I talk to a lot of guys outside of that as well that are in business that come to me for questions. And, you know, there's always a question like putting on your first staff member or a second staff member or starting the business. And, I'll use the example of putting on the first staff member. It's like, oh, the cash flow is not quite there. And it's like, yeah, the cash flow isn't there right now. But you bring on another staff member is going to free up X amount of hours in your week so that then you can focus on driving your business, which is going to then bring the revenue to cover that employee. And the moral of the story is you work it out as you go, and you're not going to be able to work it out until you're actually in the trenches doing it. And so I've given this advice to countless people, but I wasn't just taking my own advice and doing it. So that's what we're doing. We're not 100% in the right spot. Which, to be honest, probably nowhere near in the right spot to be trying to pull this off. But if we don't sort of give it a go for this month, then how are we going to know what we need to fix so that we can continue the journey? Or we might, get smart, work hard, and it works out, and we continue living this hybrid lifestyle that we're trying to achieve. So the game plan. So this time around, yeah, we booked a villa for the month. Plan is to find a long-term lease so that we can basically have a bit of a base here, long-term, like a 12-month lease sort of thing. And then we'd just get a manager and we'll lease that out on Airbnb when we're not there. And we're going to do the same with our property in back home in Echuca, Moama. We're going to put that up at Echuca Holiday Homes so that when we're over in Bali, we can rent that out. It's a really nice house, got the pool and everything like that, nice and modern and pretty cool looking. So that'll do well. And look, I'm going to be working every day, so it's not going to be a holiday bros. Um, I feel like my entire life has led me to this moment. And so if the plan works, I'll be off to Dubai. We'll come back in October. Got to tie up some loose ends. Then I'll probably head over to Dubai and see what that's all about. Hopefully attend a mastermind that I've been eyeing off. But it all depends on how the online business goes and everything like that. So if the plan doesn't work, we retreat and we go into damage control. And that's the biggest takeaway. It's not the end of the world, boys. If you fail at something, who cares? Learn from it and then keep going. We get so tied down and miss out on so much opportunity with discovering who we can become because we're worried about what people think. And a lot of the time, those people that you're worrying about, you don't really like them anyway. So why do you give a fuck? Um, just go for it. If you like, life is way too short. You know, I just can't stress enough how important it is to be going after what you want in life because you are going to get to a point one day where it's too fucking late and it's going to hurt. Like that needs to scare the shit out of you. If that doesn't fucking scare you, um, the reality that you are going to get to a point in your life where you haven't actualized your true potential and it's too late, I couldn't imagine how that would feel. So I want you to be scared because I'm fucking scared of that. But I'm taking action. It really is as simple as it sounds. I remember going to my Bucks party with my little brother Curtis, and he said, you notice how we go to these nice places? We went up to Cairns, Queensland, um, and he said, you notice how we go to these nice places and think, how sick would it be to live here? And we go, oh fuck, it'd be nice to live here. The daft realization is that we literally can. And so, like, why don't we? You know, it's like we're not trees. We don't have roots in the ground. We can do whatever we want. We can go wherever we want. So if you think it would be really cool to go and live in, Bali's my um, my go-to destination, but yours might be Spain. Yours might be the UK. Like, just do it, okay? Because you might not get the opportunity again and life does get in the way. Like I said earlier about perfect timing with our daughter, she's 8 months old. In 5 years' time, we're gonna have to really consider sitting tight somewhere while she does the whole school thing. Um, so many obstacles, people, yeah, so many things come up. So if there's somewhere that your dream destination that you would like to live, find a way to get there, and you will only go as far as your own self-image. You will always you will always be you'll only go as far as your own self-image. So in my mind, I have always been this person. Even when I wasn't on the outside world, on the inside world, I've always been this person. I've always thought that I was successful. I've always thought that I knew a better way. I've always thought that I was going to achieve great things and do great things. And I've just always had that unshakable confidence within myself. You are where you are right now because of your own self, it's limit, your own, your own limiting self beliefs. Seriously, you can do anything, or at least I've felt like I can. I don't know if it's pure delusion, but I have always talked a big game. I've always vocalized my goals. So I don't just internalize them, I vocalize them because it keeps me accountable. I put them out there into existence. But I've always taken action on them to back it up. I always talk a big game. If you've been following me on socials and that, um, I am super confident. But that is my strategy. PMA, positive mental attitude. That is the strategy. I have to have conviction in my thoughts and the vision because otherwise you won't work with conviction. You have to believe in yourself. And yeah, like some people might call it delusion, but it's been working for me so far. For the last 5 years, we've done pretty well, and now we're entering a new chapter, which I believe is going to surpass pretty much anyone that I've ever met in my life. And I'm super proud of me and my wife because we just backed ourselves from the get-go. And I want you to know that you can do the same. So after all, what is the point? If you are in business, how could you be aspiring for anything less? Like, what's the fucking point of all the risk and the stress and um, the work that you're putting in? If you're not getting anything less than what I'm trying to describe to you, where you have the power of choice, you have the power to do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's called life maxing or lifestyle design. Maxing out your limited days on this earth. For me, it has always been about creating a cash machine that will not just give me financial freedom, but also an abundance of time to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. That is success. Okay. And now we're not saying that everyone goes, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Shut the fuck up. It's not about the happiness. Okay. Happiness is a state that we drop in and out of all the time. And we're going to find happiness in the smallest things and we're going to find happiness in the biggest things. But I'm telling you now, um, achieving success and if you're in a position where you have an abundance of time and you can do what you want with who you want when you want, your chance of happiness is going to be a lot fucking greater than somebody that's working 60 hours a week for the man, and paying his taxes and all that sort of stuff. um, I'm telling you now, uh, money, it needs to happen. You need to seriously be considering how to get to this level, because I really think you're just going to get left behind, and you're going to be stuck in a prison that you were born into, and you're just going to be jumping on Instagram and social media, looking at how fucking good everybody's life is, playing comparison and getting depressed. When really you just need to take action, come up with a plan, have a clear vision, and do not settle until it fucking happens. And yeah, Nick Minute, being being like the rest of them, slaving away into your 60s. Next minute, you're old and fucked, and you handball your wealth to your kids. Uh, you are destined for greatness, my bros. Just look within. So, what about my business back home? What's going to happen? It's me and my beautiful wife a couple of years ago. Um, Keep in mind, this has always been the game plan. So we've been gearing up for this for a few years. Um, we've just rolled out our franchise model, so that exits us out of the third location. So now we're just down to the one location. We have a store manager. He's an absolute gun, Ashy. We have a general manager, the third leg, Michael. So he oversees the franchise, the wholesale, and also helps out a little bit with the retail store. And like I said, don't get it twisted. I will be working every single day, and I have been since I've got here. So it's a holiday, sort of for this first week probably, because we haven't had a breather for about 18 months. But it's also like I'm feeling the heat in the kitchen. I'm like, I need to make this work. So we're doing performance reviews uh, twice a week with Ash and Michael, just to basically, yeah, make sure that we're across everything, communicating every day with the guys, problem solving. If anything, I think we're just going to be a lot more effective because we're, like I said earlier, we've zoomed out from the operation and we're going to be looking at it from the outside looking in as opposed to being stuck in the day to day, getting dragged into the emotional roller coaster of running a small business. Am I scared? Uh, Look, maybe if I was a fucking pussy. But I'll be honest, after what we've been through to get to this point over the years, I don't think much can knock me off my perch. Everything that you desire in your mind is on the other side of fear. Now, I truly believe that. Like, there's so many things that I'm sure you want to do, but you're just scared of whatever it might be. It might be hard work. It might be sacrificing something in your life. It might be like a relationship. It might be you might have to sacrifice time with your family for a short period of time. Like there's so many things that you just don't want to do, which is fear based to that's eventually that eventually could lead to your desired outcome. And when I say like there's not much that can knock me off my perch, there's been so many times that I didn't think we were going to get out the other side, and I want you to know that like that's that's the case every time. Right now you think you've got a threshold of like what you can tolerate. I'm telling you, you haven't even scratched the fucking surface of how much you can take. And if you hang in there, you'll surprise yourself. So like you've just got to keep going. And I know it's cliche, but like um, when the going gets tough, tough keep going. And that's why not everybody's doing it because they're not prepared to. Um, an elusive barrier. that you have been indoctrinated into by the system to keep you in debt, working hard for the man and fucking small. Um, so right now, like you're in a position um, by default. Okay, you go through this schooling system to learn skills to get a job. And then because of marketing and FOMO and all that sort of stuff, you've tried to keep up with the Joneses and buy shit that you can't afford. And because you're in a job, um, or you're still playing it small, you don't really, you can't really break that cycle, and you sort of stay trapped doing, you're stuck there. And this is what the system sort of wants and needs. Like that, this is what how capitalism thrives, and that's why we've got clean, um, clean streets. We've got a welfare system and all that sort of stuff because we've got this majority of people that haven't realised that they can escape, um, and they're all there because they are scared of taking a few risks. They're scared of sacrificing a few things, and yeah, that is why most people are where they are, and they're not doing whatever the fuck they want to do at a high level. In my experience, fear has diluted to almost nothing the more I've lent into it. If it scares you, just do it. Go all in and get some battle scars. Um, yeah, everything that I've sort of feared, I've just gone head first, and if it doesn't work out, like fuck, you just learn and you just become a better operator. Um, like I'm at say chapter 50, whereas like the man that I was 4 years ago was maybe at chapter 4, and I would say most of those chapters have just been building blocks through the mistakes that I've made, because not everything's worked out for us. Like it might look so on social media and all that sort of stuff, but we've had so monumental fuck ups. Um, we tried the freight company for about 18 months and like just didn't make any money. It was just like a thorn in our side. It was costing me money, to be honest, and every month it was costing me money, and so just we cut our losses and we closed it down. It didn't work out. But I learnt the reasons why, and you've got to learn the reasons. You've got to learn why you're fucking scared. And you're only going to learn if you go and do it, and you're going to realize that it's not that scary. So, guys, my promise to you, um, it is a goal of mine to punch out as many YouTube videos um, for my entire time in Bali, and moving forward for that matter. I'll be as authentic as possible to give you the insights to my mindset, health, fitness, lifestyle, as well as my business journey. The aim is purely to inspire you and document this next chapter of my life. If there's anything you want to listen to or learn, please drop me a comment below. Any feedback would be amazing. To give you an idea of like the topics that I've sort of got primed, ready to rock and roll. So we've got this one, which is the hybrid business model. I just finished the carnivore diet for a month, so I'm going to do a video on that as well. Um, so yeah, carnivore challenge. How I got scammed $60,000. True story. Keto, is keto a money making tool? Eliminating alcohol. Discipline is freedom. Um, Journey to $100,000 a month profit with single digit staff. Lifestyle elevation. Big fish, small ponds. Learn, do, teach will turn into millions. Um, if I had to start from zero, what would I do? Um, Delusional thinking versus limiting beliefs. Your questions are why you were poor. Um, I'll just leave on that one. If you could be in an elevator with a billionaire, if you do not ask them the right fucking questions, the value of that person and that experience is going to be worthless to you. So, guys, um, thanks for tuning in. 35 minutes of goodness. Subscribe and follow along. I'll be punching these out, guys. So, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and give us a follow on Instagram. I'll chuck the link below. Cheers. Let's get on with it. Let's crack.